Now let's do our little fun example. A ball is thrown upward. A ball is thrown upward from a height of 6 feet. The height of the ball represents f of x, which makes sense because remember when you're talking about your graph, max height is your y. That was very ugly. Remember, y-axis is up and down. X-axis is across, okay? So the height of the ball is represented by f of x in feet. Here is the function that they use to model the trajectory of the ball. And it says where x is the ball's horizontal distance from where it was thrown. Now I have a football player here because football player can be 6 foot quarterback. He throws it from the 6 feet, throws it from 6 feet. It's going to go up and then it's going to eventually fall, right? So when he's throwing the football, I guess I should have did a video. He's going to throw it and it's going to fall. Hopefully a touchdown. You never know. But this is the function that is used to model that. Now, before we even start looking at the graph and what it looks like, which way is this? This is a quadratic function. Notice it's in quadratic form. Which way is the graph going to open, up or down? Down, right? Because this is negative. So it's going to go like that. And does that make sense for the question? Yeah, because if he's throwing the football, he's got to throw it like that. He's not going to throw it underhand, right? You throwing it over. So it's got to, so that makes sense that it's going to be, that it's going to open downward. You see that? Okay, cool beans. So let's go through some questions. So it says, what is the maximum height of the ball and how far from where it was thrown does this occur? Remember, your maximum height is going to be how high, what's the value of y, and then how far it goes, that's your x-axis because your x marks the spot. X marks the spot. How high was it when it hit that spot? So it says, what's the maximum height of the ball and how far from where it was thrown does this occur? So what you want to do is you want to do the same formula we just did where we did the finding the vertex. Let me go back and grab that because we kind of need it, don't we? Let me grab that. Okay, so let's copy. Make sure y'all can see that. Okay, so yeah, we're going to need that. All right, so if I write down the pieces, our A is negative 0.8, right? Our B is 2.4, and our C is equal to 6. All right, and it says, what is the maximum height of the ball and how far from where it was thrown does this occur? So they said when the ball is thrown, it was thrown from 6 feet. So it's going to start, if I do some tick marks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to start here. This is the point 0, 6. Which if you notice, that's a y-intercept. Do y'all see that? And it makes sense because if you set x equal to 0 here, you get 0 plus 0 plus 6. You get the point there. So the ball is going to be thrown from here, 6 feet, and it's going to keep going, and it's eventually going to come down. But they say when the ball is first released, what's the max value? How high did it go? And at what X location was it that max value? So that's what we're trying to find. That's why it's kind of like, that's why I called it a real world example, because you can kind of see how it works. So that means we need to find the vertex, right? So if we find, let's find how high it went. The height of it is going to be the Y value. And how far is going to be the X value, right? So this is x equals negative b over 2a. So we need this first, right? So negative b over 2 times a, right? Okay, so negative 0.8 and then 2.4. So that's going to be a negative 2.4, and then 2 times 0.8, that's going to be 1.6. And when you take negative 2.4, negative 1.6 because it's 2 times negative 0.8. And then when you take negative 2.4 divided by negative 1.6, you get 1.5. And that's in feet, I believe. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. It looks weird on the graph because it's like it's going to be like beep right here. I guess some people would say that's how far Dak would throw it anyway. Okay, so that's our point there. And then let's find F at, do that in purple, F at 1.5, because that's negative B over 2A. We found it to be 1.5. So that means take it and substitute it in this X. For every X, you need to put 1.5. Okay, switch the X and the Y around real quick, okay? So that's going to be a negative 0.8, right? Plus 2.4 plus 6, let's see. So 1.5, 1.5, and this is squared. So I'm going to put this whole thing in my calculator to see what I get. And I think I wrote it, so this is a negative 1.8 plus, yeah, plus 6. All right, so negative 1.8 plus 3.6 plus 6, that gives you 7.8 feet. Okay, so that means the height was 7.8. So that's about where, like here, and if this is 7.8 and 1, so the ball kind of went up, and then it was on its way down, I'm assuming. So this is 1.5, 7.8. Okay, so it had a max, I'm going to say it had a max height of 7.8 at x equals 1.5. So max height at 7.8 where x equals 1.5. How far does the ball travel before it hits the ground? Well, remember it started, where did it start? It started at 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Started here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically, they're saying when the ball, and we saw it, right? We said it went up and then it's going to eventually come down. Now here I made a huge assumption. I don't know that that's where it's going to fall. I just drew the picture. So you got to be careful with pictures, the way you draw it. So we know it goes up and we know it reaches a maximum point, but eventually it's going to come down some kind of way, right? So when the ball hits the ground, what's the Y value? 0, right? When the ball finally hits the ground, when it hits the ground, your Y is going to be 0. So that means set this equal to 0 and solve for X. You see what I'm saying? So when the ball hits the ground, your Y is going to be 0. When the ball hits the ground, your Y is going to be 0. So then set Y equal to 0 and solve for X. That's the X-intercept. When does it hit the ground, right? So that means what? Quadratic formula, right? Do I have enough room? I think I have enough room. So X equals negative B plus or minus, do that, different color. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a, right? And our a is negative 0.8, our b is 2.4, and our c is equal to 6. Okay, so let's plug and chug. So we're going to have a minus. Don't forget that minus. And then we're going to square it for a and c, right? And then it's going to be all over. Okay, so far so good. So this is obviously a negative 2.4 plus or minus. Let's do all this underneath. So you have 2.4 squared minus 4 times negative 0.8 times 6. I get 24.96 all over 2 times negative 0.8, negative 1.6. So you have negative 2.4 plus or minus, oh, we can put that in the calculator. Let's see. So if I separate this, you're going to have negative 2.4 plus the square root of 24.96 divided by negative 1.6, right? Or negative 2.4 minus, because it's plus or minus, minus the square root of 24.6 divided by negative 1.6. Okay, so it's going to be or. Okay, so let's see what values we get. So negative 2.4 plus the square root of 24.96 divided by negative 1.6. This gives a negative 1.62, and then negative 2.4 minus the square root of, negative 2.4 minus the square root of 24.96 divided by negative 1.6. This gives you 4.62. Now, you're like, well, how do I know which one to pick? Well, the ball was thrown from 6 feet and it went that way. You notice you don't even start over here because your x-intercept is here, right? Our vertex was somewhere right here. So our graph is literally doing something like that, but you don't throw the ball backwards. You see what I'm saying? You throw the football forward. So we have to get rid of the negative value. The x can't be a negative value because he didn't, unless, well, it's the Cowboys. But anyway, you throw the ball forward so we keep the positive value. So the ball hits the ground, because remember this is y equals 0. The ball hits the ground at 4.6.2. So my picture was almost kind of correct here if you look at it. So so almost here. And then remember it was 1.77 something here. So that means this graph, it goes up and then it comes right down here. Okay, that's what it's looking like. And then the other side that we don't see is probably doing something. You know, you don't do anything with this side. Okay, let's just say that. We don't do anything with that side. All right, cool beans. I hope that's making sense. This says graph it. So let me get my points. I have 0, 6, right? 0, 6, that's here. And then we said, what was the vertex? 1.5, 7.8. So I'm right here. That's our vertex. 1.5, 7.8. So 1.5 would be here, and 7.8. That's gonna be really close to 8, ain't it? So we'll put that right here. So we know it goes up, and then they said when y is 0, x is 4.62. So hold on, we're gonna cross this one out because you don't throw the football backwards, you throw the football forward, and this is where it hits the ground. Okay, so when y is 0, x is like 4.62. So when y is 0, x is like 4 points. So it's going to go like this. Okay. So our vertex 1.57.8. Our y-intercept is 0.6. And our valid x-intercept, we had 2 of them, but remember, you don't throw the football backwards. It's when 4.62. Yeah, 4.62, comma 0. Okay, this is our graph. Okay, this was our vertex. This is our 4.62, comma 0. And this was 0, comma 6, okay? And this was a maximum point. Very good.